Good morning. It is May 14th, 2024, and this is my spring update for this year. And I'm going to start by going into the greenhouse here and just taking a quick look. Swamp coolers are already on. It hasn't been super hot this year yet, but it probably will be soon. And right now everything is kind of in transition in here. There's some succulents. There is the lemon tree doing well and producing lots of lemons for the first time, which will be pretty great to have. Some kale that's on its way out. Little banana tree that's still making it. And then still lots of starts that are ready to go into the garden. Some new lettuce, some more peppers, tomatoes, my summer squash, which isn't out there yet. Some cucumbers up here, and let's see, some onion starts that never made it out that are actually turning into onions. Jalapeno pepper plant, 4 years old, coming right back. Some radishes that are pretty much done. Chard. And then here is the lettuce that is going to need to be rotated out. Some giant parsley. More starts. More lettuce. And that's what's going on inside here. So now I'll go take a look at the outside. Got my dirt mixed for more starts. In the ground, in the beds here, I have a couple dozen pepper plants, and they're already actually starting to produce peppers. I put these in about 3 weeks ago, maybe towards the end of April. And these are mostly sweet peppers. I'll do the spicier peppers in the raised beds. They tend to be a little smaller plants. I think there's poblano in there. Here's some volunteer sunflowers that are very happy where they are. Flowers all along here. Some good California poppies coming back. And this is a giant mullein that is going to flower, is going to send up a stalk this year, which is great. It's huge. It's like 5 feet across. It volunteered in the middle of the garden last year, and then second year it's biennial, so it'll come up, and we'll get some seeds. So that's pretty cool. Here's a bunch of tomatoes, and these are doing well. I'm going to go around this side, take a look at those. I don't have anything in my little center beds here, so I still have plenty of room for planting. More sunflowers. I'm letting these go wherever they want. And those are the tomatoes. So those probably also went in about 3 weeks ago. There's another little empty bed. And then the other half of this bed is empty. I think I'm going to do some okra. I don't think I'm going to do the hibiscus this year. I got so much last year, and it was so high maintenance to harvest. But it's good, and I still have a ton of it for tea, so I should be good for a year or two. Here's some little baby birds. Hello, birds. Got too many chickens. It seems to. Oh, here's the Dutch bantams. Hello. What are you talking about? There he is. He's such a little baby. He's a cute rooster. That's as big as they're gonna get. There's Flapjack. Flapjack now lives outside like a chicken, which is great. I'm not a big fan of indoor chickens. And here is a bed of carrots and some more chard. Those carrots are doing good. A little bit of volunteer amaranth down here, the red amaranth. Hey, you. Oh, more chickens. Hi, girls. These will be rehomed soon. I'll keep a couple of them. There's the rooster. Here is some cabbage that I had leftovers from. We'll see if it gets too hot for these, but it might be fine. This is some Yukon Gold potatoes coming along nicely. Here are the 2 beds of garlic. I don't know why, but for some reason this garlic bed never really got big. I think it had some watering issues early on and never quite recovered. This one is doing well. It's starting to die back, and we'll probably be able to harvest this in the next couple of weeks, is my hope. And here is this little project where I'm building one of these omelet chicken cubes. At this point, I wouldn't necessarily recommend it. It's kind of was not the most fun thing to build, but we'll see. I wanted something I could move around to put all my extra chickens in. Some of the smaller ones. It's not a very big coop. And then, okay, one last thing of birds. Here's a bed that just got turned over. I'm probably going to put some eggplant and more peppers in here. Here's the little quail. Hello, quail. They are definitely much happier in their little setup in the A-frame. Here, I'll zoom out a little bit. Than they were in those wire cages. I do not recommend wire cages for the quail. They definitely like being in this more of a natural habitat with, you know, bedding and places to dig and places to hide. Okay, so now let's go take a look. Ooh, look at all the bees on these flowers. These are doing great. Lots of pollinators. Excellent. Sweet potatoes are in these two beds. I just put them in. They haven't started to come up yet. This is the, oh, here's a fig tree. Here's some figs. That's a new one. Asparagus in the ground bed. First year, so we'll see how this does over time. It's a pretty plant. There is another, I guess I missed, there's a pomegranate tree back over by where we were that's got little flowers on it. This is another fig tree. And this is the persimmon tree, which is, you zoom out a little bit, but it's going to be covered with flowers. We didn't get anything on it last year, but I think it's going to make up for it this year. It's just completely covered in flowers. It's a great tree. It's an old tree, and it's definitely doing well right now. So I'm walking through the gate, and this brings us to the orchard, and we can kind of take a look at how things are growing out here. I think I might be having some irrigation issues with the arches because my peas and beans never really quite came up, although there's lots of little ones on there. Lots of calendula. Either that or the calendula is just too aggressive and making it hard for anything else to grow because it completely took over, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but I am going to want to grow some other stuff on here at some point this summer. And we have the berry area, which seems to be having a little bit of problems. Again, watering issues. I'm seeing some watering problems. I'm going to have to mess around with that and see what's going on. The raspberries and blackberries are doing well. These are all coming up and looking pretty good, but the rest of this stuff has all dried out, and I'm not sure what's going on with it. So I'm gonna, maybe that'll be today's investigation. Here is an apricot tree. Lots of nice little apricots on it. There's one. Get in there. There's fruit on there. Here is a cherry tree. And this one is another apricot. Okay, I'm gonna run down this way. We've got the Santa Rosa plum, a few fruit, onions looking great. Those went in February. More onions, potatoes, more potatoes. The last of some lettuce and some mustard greens. It got too hot. And some more onions. Take a quick walk through the fruit trees. See, I think it's going to be quick, but then there's too much garden to go over now. Okay, this is another plum. Green gauge plum. I don't think I see any fruits on this one. It was the latest one to bloom. This is olive. That's definitely getting a ton of fruit on it. There's two mission and two manzanita olives running along that side of the fence. And then I'll go over here. Oh, hi, mango. Lots of almonds. These are the almonds. Oops, that one just came right off. But yeah, there's a lot of these. They're not quite ready yet. They were early like the apricots. And that is a Asian plum, a pink lady apple, some little flowers on there. This one is a Bartlett pear. We have two right here that did not make it. They went in last year. Don't know if it was a watering issue or something happened underground. It's interesting, they're right in a line. So we lost one of the pears and the Granny Smith apple, which is too bad because I definitely wanted the Granny Smith. Now these peaches, these are two peach trees, and they're both doing really well. We've got some fruit starting on these. We had two kumquat trees over here. That was a bad idea because it got too cold and they didn't make it. So we replaced them. This is a black Arkansas apple and another Fuyu persimmon. So the last trees we'll take a quick look at are back around this way. There's the greenhouse. And then over here, these little trees are the pistachio trees, and they seem to be doing quite well. They were definitely about the last ones to flower or to branch out. But here you can see there's some pistachios starting in there. We have 3 female trees and 1 male tree. This is the 2-in-1, 1 male, 1 female. There's some really pretty nuts starting, and then this last one, I don't see any nuts on it, but it's looking pretty healthy and happy. Well, that's what's going on here for this spring. Like I said, we haven't gotten into the real high heat yet, but I have a feeling it's going to be coming. It's mid-May, and I'll check back in the summer, hopefully once the monsoons start. Okay, bye-bye.